Hi everyone, in this video we are going to see the solved gate question paper of the year 2024, that is the recent year question paper, and I am going to solve this question paper in each part of my video. So in this part 1 video I have covered 3 questions and solved 3 questions. Let's go to the question number 1. Question number 1 is, in a B plus tree, the requirement of at least half full 50% node occupancy is relaxed for which one of the following cases? So it is a B plus tree and the requirement is it has to be filled half, at least half node, 50% node occupancy should be there. But in which of the following these things, this requirement can be relaxed and create this B plus tree? What is the possibility? This is the question. The answer is, we can relax this requirement only for root node. Why? Because in a B plus tree, the typical requirement is here given is 50% occupancy. That is the internal nodes, both internal and leaf nodes must be at least half full. But this rule can be relaxed to the root node. Why? Because the root node can have fewer than half of its capacity. Most probably it can have just one entry, even if, for instance, if it is a small tree. But all the other internal and leaf nodes must adhere to 50% occupancy. That is the rule to maintain the balance of the tree. So the correct case where 50% occupancy rule can be relaxed is the only root node. This is the answer. So let's go to the second question. Which one of the following statement is false? In the given 4 statements, one is false statement. We have to find which one is. The first statement, in the cycle stealing mode of DMA, one word of data is transferred between an input-output device and main memory in a stolen cycle. Obviously, this is the definition, so this statement is true. Next statement, for a bulk data transfer, the burst mode of DMA has higher throughput than the cycle stealing mode. This statement is also true. Why? Because in a bulk data transfer, the data is transferred as a bulk. So at the burst mode of DMA, the throughput is equal to high, nearly equal to 1. But in cycle stealing mode, the throughput is lesser because it will utilize the utilization is, it will take more time, so the throughput is lesser when compared to bulk data transfer. So this option is true. Next, programmed input-output mechanism has better CPU utilization than interrupt-driven input-output mechanism. In a programmed input-output mechanism, what happens? The CPU has to check every time how to check whether the input-output device is ready to transfer data. Once it is ready, it has to transfer the data. But in input-driven input-output mechanism, the input-output device will send an interrupt to the CPU indicating that it is ready for transferring data. Then only the CPU will transfer the data. Till that interrupt is received, the CPU can handle all other tasks. But in programmed input-output mechanism, the CPU has to check and it has to transfer every time. So the utilization is lesser in input-output mechanism when compared to interrupt-driven input-output mechanism. The CPU utilization is lesser in programmed input-output mechanism when compared to interrupt-driven input-output mechanism. But the given statement is, the programmed input-output mechanism has better CPU utilization than interrupt-driven input-output mechanism. So this is the false statement. The answer is this one. But let's check the other statement also for complete clarification. The next statement is, the CPU can start executing an interrupt service routine faster with vector interrupts than with non-vector interrupts. This is true. Why? Because in a vector interrupt, the address of program which the CPU has to handle is sent with the interrupt itself. So the CPU can start executing the routine just by seeing the interrupt. So it is faster in vector interrupts. But in non-vector interrupt, it will not send with the interrupts. So the CPU has to identify the address of the routine and then it has to run the routine. So the CPU can start executing an interrupt service routine faster with vector interrupts than with non-vector interrupts. So this statement is true. The only false statement is option C. Let's move to question 3. A user starts browsing a web page hosted at a remote server. The web browser opens a single TCP connection to fetch the entire web page from the server. The web page consists of top-level index page with multiple embedded image objects. Assume that all caches are all initially empty. The following packets leave the user's computer in some order. Which one of the following is the correct chronological order, that is earliest in time to latest of the packets leaving the computer? So this is a TCP connection. We have to check in which order the system will works on the browser side. So the statements are given. We have to find the order of these statements. What will happen in TCP first, in TCP connection? This is the order, that is 423113. Let's go to the explanation. Here is the web browser and web server in remote condition. What will happen in TCP connection? First, the web browser will send a DNS request to find the IP address. So the web server will resolve the IP address and send back to web browser. Now the web browser send a TCP sync request, that is to connect with the IP address, request to connect with the IP address. The web server will connect to the IP address. Then the web browser will send HTTP GET request, that is request to get the all the index page of the web page. The web server will send it. Again the browser will send the HTTP GET request to get the images and objects in that web page. Then the web browser will send. Till the communication, that is what are the things the user needs, will send us a request to the web server, and then the page or images that will be sent as object to the web browser by the server. It will continue. At last the connection will end up and then it will remove from the server. So this is the actual TCP connection happens. So based on this operation we have to find the we have to find the order. What will happen mean, first the DNS server requests to resolve the web server to find the IP address. Once the web server finds the IP address, it will send it to the web server, browser. Next the browser will generate a TCP sync request to open a connection to that server. Once the connection is set, it will send HTTP GET request for the index page. Once the receives the index page, it will again send HTTP request for an image object. All the images and objects are get from the web page. So this is the order, that is 2413. This is the answer. This is the order by which this TCP connection will works. So this is the answer for this question, TCP connection. Here the entire web page is first connected and then the web page is taken from the server. The web page has top level index, that is it has to get all the image objects. So it will send the request and get the image objects. This is the order, and hope you understand all these three questions. Please subscribe for getting more videos with solved previous year question paper. I have solved all the questions part by part in each of my videos. Thank you.